college basketball, putting some marquee college basketball men's and women's games on. The men's game was Alabama and Florida, a matchup of two teams that had a really strong year last year. Alabama, of course, going a deep run there in the college basketball tournament. But you also had a Florida team that won the national championship game last year. I got the intrigue from the outside looking in. These coaches also talking some smack as well going into the game. And Florida getting the win, not just winning, blowing Alabama out. What'd you make of it?
You know, I think when you score 72 points in the paint, and we had been talking all year about how this is the strong suit of this Florida team, and that picture right there just sums up all the trash talking perfectly. We had talked about how Florida's strong suit was Houck and Condon and their ability to basically will this team into what I can now confidently say is this team is going to make another run. I mean, after this game and the performance that they showed, talked about Boogie Fland earlier, 8 steals, new program record, being able to affect more of the game than just his scoring. And then Xavier Lee still trying to figure it out. But once he figures it out, this team is going to be exactly like last year, where, you know, they are 1 through 5 amazing, and then they've got their guard Urban that comes off the bench, and he's a really nice 6th man. But 72 points in the paint, it's just crazy. It's one thing to back up your trash talk about how, you know, when Todd Golden said a few weeks ago, we'll just beat him anyways. When he's talking about Charles Bediako. It's another thing to go right at him and score 72 points in the paint.
That is insane. I don't know which is the crazier stat. The fact that they had 3 3-pointers made and scored 100 points, or the 72 points in the paint, because like you said, Alabama has Bediako on the floor for that reason.
Or Chinyello's 14.17 rebound double-double.
Yeah, and that was a big storyline going into it for the most part. And Chinyello had he was matched up against Charles Bediako, 14 points, 17 boards there. You talked about the big men though, both Condon and Hall. I just feel like this could be a statement win for this Florida Gator basketball team. They're now 7-2 after the first half of SEC play. This might be the most impressive of them all so far to me because they took it to Alabama and they said, hey, look, we're going to play our game. Bama hit 14 3-pointers. Most games when they hit 14 3-pointers, they win. Yeah. Florida hit 3 3-pointers. Most teams that hit only 2 or 3 3-pointers in the game, they lose. It's not that case at all, and they wipe the floor with them. This, to me, is a dangerous Todd Golden team.
I talked about it on the show last week after the Auburn game, and that was definitely a dud for Todd Golden and company. But I believe it was, I want to say it was Thursday that I talked about this Florida team. I couldn't come up with words on what they did to that South Carolina team, in South Carolina last week. I mean, that was just pure domination, and this was another game of pure domination. I can't say that they're not going to lose another game because that would be just talking crazy. But I mean, when you have Condon going 11 for 15, 25 points, add those 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and then you've got Houck, who is, in my opinion, a stretch 4, a stretch 5. I mean, wherever you want to play him, I think he could honestly project to the next level. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in the first round of this next year's draft. Adding 5 rebounds and can do it and can affect the game, again, not with just scoring. I mean, this team is just I don't even know what to say about it because that was probably one of the more dominating weeks that I'd ever seen for any team. If we did team of the weeks, I mean, it would have to be Florida.
No question about it. Todd Golden, as you mentioned, he said on the front end, we'd beat him without him, we'd beat him with him. He backed up his words.
Well, I mean, it's I was thinking about that a lot last night, actually. And, you know, as this was a big, you know, one-off ABC game, you know, they were going to try to find different ways to stir it up. And, you know, I thought when one of the Alabama beat writers or reporters talked to Nate about it on Friday, I thought his response, you know, were very similar. He's like, yeah, I understand where he's coming from. Like, he's going to try to kick our, he's going to try to kick his. I don't think that's news to anybody. But with that being said, yeah, absolutely, right? To come out and impose our will the way we did, beat them on the glass. We scored 72 points in the paint. And I thought our guys were in there for 1 second, 2 seconds, and then we'd score it. So we did a good job taking advantage of our catches down there.
For those that don't know, it was a direct quote from Nate Oates saying that they take 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds in the paint, so that's the reason why they score so much. He said 1 to 2. Is Florida right now the best team in the SEC?
Without a doubt.
Okay.
I mean, just firmly placing it. 100 points against Alabama. I believe it was 92 points against South Carolina. Just utter domination. When it eerily reminds me of this team last year. And
right.
It seems like a lot was made, especially by me, about how it hasn't really seemed like Boogie Fland and Xavier Lee have been settling in yet.
Right.
Starting to see we first saw it in that Vanderbilt game,
yep.
and they've just been progressing ever since.
No